Train crash involving 2 juveniles, and Pittsburgh's iconic Besse Hotel gets a new life. We take you on a tour inside. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, the mayor of Junction hosted last night's council meeting despite the council's vote to suspend him. Plus, a historic Pittsburgh building gets new life thanks to some gorillas. And a historic museum in southeast Kansas brings out the kids to celebrate Wacky Wednesday.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
1 juvenile is dead and authorities are still searching for another after a train pedestrian accident this afternoon. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. We start tonight with this still developing story in Neosho County, Kansas. Happened at the Trestle Railroad Bridge over the Neosho River south of Erie. Sheriff Greg Taylor says 2 juveniles were walking along the bridge when they were hit by a train. Authorities have recovered 1 body, and at last report this evening, they were still searching for the 2nd juvenile. State officials have been helping with the ground and air search. The sheriff says the Neosho River is high, making conditions harder to deal with. He asks the public to steer clear of the area. The sheriff says the families have been notified and law officers' hearts go out to them. In a turn of events, Junction Mayor Mike Moss was back in the chair at last night's city council meeting, just days after the council voted to suspend him. The discussion to suspend Mayor Moss started during the May 20th city council meeting. Councilmember James Shanks had filed a complaint alleging Mayor Moss made inappropriate comments about female city employees. The council unanimously agreed to hire Lauber Municipal Law to investigate the complaint. During the June 3rd meeting, council members voted 6-2 to suspend the mayor. However, just days later, Moss was back at work in the mayor's office. City Administrator Steve Lauber has confirmed to us the motion to suspend Moss was unlawful under city code. Both the city attorney and outside legal counsel supported Lauber's decision. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Thankfully, a much calmer day for us today after the very strong to severe storms last night. Very loud night across the region. We have had some isolated thunderstorms today, but a much better day. 83 for a high, should be topping out at about 87 degrees. We get closer to that mark, if not a little bit above, as we go through the next few days. Still a few storms kind of rotating through central Missouri, but we are going to see a couple isolated little guys out there as we go through the next couple hours. Let me stop at about midnight. Still a few guys kind of in southwestern Missouri, and then we're calm and pretty much clear as we go through the rest of the night into the morning hours. So by 11 p.m. 73, 69 by 7 a.m. I think our overnight low right around 66, back to 77 by 10 a.m. But it does start to heat up a bit the next few days. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. If you visit downtown Pittsburgh, you're going to see construction underway at the site of the historic Besse Hotel. In recent years, the building has become run down, but construction crews, including interns from Pitt State, are working to give the landmark new life. KOAM Samantha Walker gives us a look inside the Besse Hotel and shares details on its future.
The Besse Hotel is a historic Pittsburgh landmark, but if you were to walk through it right now, you need to be wearing one of these.
Right now we're standing in the southeast corner of the Besse Hotel, building that's almost 100 years old. From what we've seen, this building wasn't probably 10 to 15 years from having some major structural issues before we started rehabbing it.
For the past 2 months, crews with Crossland Construction have been working at repairing the Besse Hotel. It's part of the Gorilla Rising project by Pittsburgh State University. Floors 2 through 13 at the Besse will be turned into student housing, with 57 apartments and 62 beds. The lower level will offer a commercial space as well as the PSU Center for Reading and the Kansas Small Business Development Center.
We're framing walls for the apartments on 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Just a little bit happening on 6th. We're roughing in electric, plumbing, getting all the utilities into the spaces.
And working alongside the Crossland crew are PSU construction interns. As a former PSU Crossland intern himself, Dylan Halterman knows the importance of getting hands-on experience.
This job, you're getting exposed to a little bit of everything. And I think that's beneficial not only to me in growing in my career, but interns as well as they grow and become field engineers and project engineers.
And as Halterman helps guide new interns, he takes pride that at the same time, he gets to work on such a historic building.
When we just started this job, I got to be on it, and it's been a real honor to be on this and do something for Pittsburgh that they've done for me for 4 years. It's nice to just give a little something back.
And for PSU interns working on the project, it's a full circle moment, knowing their work will help students just like them.
I've told all my friends, there's like, hey, we're turning into student housing. And they're like, well, what's it called? I'll just say Gorilla Rising. And they'll be like, oh, I'll have to move in there one day. So I'd talk it up a lot to all my friends.
And it'll be a lasting reminder of their hard work.
This is the first building you see whenever you walk or whenever you drive into Pittsburgh. And it's going to be really cool being able to drive through it in the future and being able to point at the biggest building in Pittsburgh saying, hey, I helped remodel that to my kids.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Construction at the Besse Hotel is expected to be completed by August of 2026. Southwest Missouri Law Enforcement Agency will soon join a television documentary series. The McDonald County Sheriff's Office will appear on the series On Patrol Live on the Reels channel. The department will make its first appearance on the show this Friday night, live from 9. President Trump continues to mull over whether the U.S. military should formally join Israel in attacking Iranian nuclear sites. Tareen Small has the latest.
Amidst escalating tensions between Israel and Iran, President Trump told reporters it will likely be a last-moment decision if and when he decides that the United States military should formally join Israel in attacking Iranian nuclear sites.
I have ideas as to what to do, but I haven't made a final. I like to make the final decision 1 second before it's due, because things change. I mean, especially with war, things change with war. It can go from one extreme to the other.
CBS News has learned that on Tuesday night, the president approved plans to attack Iran, but did not make a final decision about doing so in case Tehran agreed to abandon its nuclear program. The president said he believes Iran is dangerously close to having a nuclear weapon.
Well, I don't want to get involved either, but I've been saying for 20 years, maybe longer, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I've been saying it for a long time. And I think they were a few weeks away from having one. And they'd use it. I believe they'd use it.
While the president deliberates, both sides appear to be bracing for an escalation. CBS News has confirmed reports that Iran is readying missiles and equipment to strike U.S. bases in the region as a possible retaliation. The Pentagon is also deploying more planes to the region, with a third aircraft carrier on the way. Among those who have offered to help broker a peace deal, Russian President Vladimir Putin.
And I spoke to him yesterday, and I said, he actually offered to help mediate. I said, Vladimir, let's mediate Russia first. You can worry about this later.
With Iranian missiles cutting through Israeli defenses, the U.S. ambassador there announced the government is working to evacuate Americans who want to leave. Torian Small, CBS News, the White House.
Anti-war protests are planned in cities throughout the nation, including Washington and New York. And on Friday morning, at Iran's request, the UN Security Council will hold an emergency session to address the conflict. Doug returns next with a complete look at the forecast. And a little bit later, a spiritual staple in Carthage celebrates the anniversary of its opening and dedication.
Joplin, Springfield.
Well, not a bad Wednesday for us today. Partly sunny skies. We did get some isolated thunderstorms out there, and we still have a couple isolated little thunderstorms out there that will be for the next few hours. But you can really see most of the activity out across central, eastern Missouri, heading away from us. But again, a couple random little guys popping up as we go through the rest of the evening into the overnight hours. Let me stop at about midnight. You can see a couple little guys really from Joplin, Carthage over toward Mount Vernon. Not a big deal. And then after midnight, they're pretty much out of here. And most of us will end up staying on the dry side as we go through the overnight hours. 73 by 11, 69 by 7. Overnight low right around 66 degrees. And if we look down the road, so warming up, upper 80s, average highs 87. We're going to be at least that as we go into Thursday. So upper 80s, we should be at least near 90 by the time we head into the weekend. We are going to see some pop-up thunderstorms returning into the forecast. Afternoon, more summer-like ones for next week, but temperatures stay in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. So our storm system that gave us all the severe weather rolling east, really affecting the Ohio River Valley, and behind it we have high pressure. High pressure is going to build in. When high pressure builds in on top of you, you stay pretty much high and dry, but it also heats up, so it keeps all the rain rotating around the area of high pressure. Watch what happens. As we get into Sunday, it slips east, so on the back side, you start to get that moisture return from the Gulf, and that will start to give us hit-miss scattered storms once again as we go through next week. We're looking all the way into next Friday. So yes, rain will return, not as heavy as what we have seen, and thankfully we get to dry out just a bit over the next few days. 6 o'clock in the morning, 66, 67 degrees, lower 80s by noon. Let's go to about 4:35 p.m., 86, 87, 88 degrees for afternoon highs. Some dying thunderstorms to our west. I don't think they'll get in tomorrow night, but we're going to watch them. And then by Friday, mostly sunny skies. High temps right around 90 as we get into the afternoon. 69 to start, 83 by noon. High temp, 88 during the afternoon. Let's look at your weekend. The past couple weekends, a lot of rain, a little bit on the chilly side, but not this weekend. Very June-like, near 90 to 92 as we get into Saturday afternoon. If you want to hit the lakes, creeks, streams, whatever, just remember the water is very, very high. Maybe a notch or two warmer on Sunday, still sunny skies, and it looks like those high temps right around 90 to about 92 degrees. 88 on your Thursday, 90 Friday. Let's go 90 Saturday, 90 on Sunday, and then we really hold upper 80s to near 90 degrees. But you can see those afternoon thunderstorm chances starting to sneak back in as we go into next week.
Doug, thanks. Hey, Wacky Wednesdays are back. The Crawford County Historical Museum brings back its popular summer tradition where kids can enjoy 4 Wednesdays of hands-on fun, laughter, and learning with a brand new theme every week. Today, kids could interact with a camel, baby goats, and more thanks to Kramer's Petting Zoo from Arcadia.
We want to do something with the theme of a petting zoo. And so we took the petting zoo first, and from there, everything just took off. And we're fortunate that we have Colgan High School students helping out, as well as our Frontenac students. She was just eating out of a...
Today's theme was Barnyard Bonanza. Next Wednesday, the theme's going to be Life on the Trail. The basketball courts at Lamar City Park now bear the name of a man who quietly helped bring them to life. Community members gathered for a dedication ceremony to honor Kenny Howard, a local businessman who in the 1970s silently donated the funds to build the courts. In addition to his contribution, Howard was known for his strong support of Lamar High School basketball.
I used to take the kids to Kansas City to the NAIA tournament in my motorhome, and that was a big deal every year, and so that was fun.
Today's event celebrates Howard's lasting impact on local sports and the youth who benefited from his generosity. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws play a doubleheader against the Sherman Shadow Cats down in Texas. And the Arkansas Razorbacks fight to stay alive in the College World Series. John Dales has those stories and more for us up next in sports.
Dear sharp curve.
Law firm of Webster and Carlton.
The Joplin Outlaws have beaten the Sherman Shadow Cats in each of their last 2 games, and tonight those 2 teams face each other twice more in a doubleheader down in Sherman, Texas, and the Outlaws win the first game thanks to a great pitching performance from Lucas Van Lando at final score 7-3. We're still a little bit early on in that second contest. Joplin leads 3-0 in the fourth. Again, that score not final. Up at the College World Series, Arkansas baseball has won elimination games each of the past 2 days, and they hope to do the same again tonight. But tonight is where the Hog season comes to an end. This was back and forth all game long. Razorbacks scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th to take a 5-3 lead, but LSU responds back with a 3-run bottom of the 9th to walk it off. The Tigers will face Coastal Carolina in the national championship. In Major League Baseball, our Diamond Deep Dive, the Royals and Cardinals both won last night, and maybe that's a sign that their recent struggles are coming to an end. The Redbirds had lost 7 of their last 8 games before cruising to a 12-2 victory over the White Sox last night. These two were supposed to face each other again tonight, but it's been postponed due to rain in the Chicago area. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon. Royals are down in Arlington, Texas, and they won last night. They do so again this evening. Final score 6-3. Maikel Garcia has 4 RBI, 3 of which came on a home run. Chris Bubich gets the win on the mound after striking out 6 over 5 1/3 innings pitched. Hey, and don't forget, you can watch the Royals and Cardinals a handful of times this season on our KOAM network of stations. If you scan the QR code on your screen, it'll take you to our website, which has a schedule of all our Cardinals and Royals broadcasts, the soonest of which is this Friday. The Cards take on the Reds at home. That'll be aired on Fox 14. And after falling in a 2-1 deficit in the NBA Finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder have won 2 games in a row. They're now 1 win away from a championship. Game 6 of the NBA Finals is scheduled for tomorrow night, 7:30 in Indianapolis. 2 big storylines entering that one, the first being the health of Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton. He went down with an injury in Game 5. According to ESPN, he was diagnosed with a right calf strain before receiving an MRI yesterday. The second, can OKC guard Jalen Williams replicate his performance from Monday night? He scored a playoff career high 40 points.
There's just a lot of highs and lows throughout the series, and you don't get as many texts if you don't play well, so I try and keep that in perspective too. But a lot of it can be really overwhelming if you give a lot of energy to it, so it makes me sound like a jerk, but I try and get back to him after business is done. But a lot of it just trying to put my phone away and spend time with the people that are at the game and here with me.
I have a lot of trust in our medical staff. I have a lot of trust in our organization to make the right decision. I think, there's been many situations through the course of my career where they've trusted me on my body. You're here more than anybody. I'm questionable from time to time throughout the course of the season.
The Thunder have only been in Oklahoma City since 2008, but they could win their first championship tomorrow night, and I think things are looking pretty good. Even if Halliburton does play, I like the Thunder's chances.
I think they are the better team.
They definitely are, yeah.
We'll find out, I guess. We'll be right back.
Employers are needing people to work, right? There's just not enough workers. I don't know if that provides a little.
To salute Stephen Dunn, a 4-state hero.
Well, it looks like a pretty calm night tonight after midnight, and then Thursday looks pretty good. 88 for an afternoon high, close to where we should be for this time of the year. A little bit hotter Friday, 90 on Saturday. We hold pretty consistent really all the way through next week, but we are going to see the return chances for some afternoon thunderstorms.
Doug, thanks. Community members of all ages gathered in Carthage, Missouri today to celebrate Precious Moments Chapel Day. KOAM's Olivia Moss dives into what made the celebration so special.
You want to know what it means or what it's about, you just let me know and I'll tell you, okay?
For the Precious Moments Chapel in Carthage, Missouri, June 18th is not just another day.
Thank you guys for coming.
It's a day to celebrate the anniversary of the chapel's opening and dedication in 1989.
It's a very exciting day to be able to just continue that and enjoy everyone coming out and still knowing after 36 years that we're here and people are able to enjoy us.
The celebration was full of activities, including face painting, a passport adventure scavenger hunt, and something new.
In between the tours that we normally do to explain about the chapel, we're going to do a story time where we're going to read some Precious Moments storybooks that were written by Mr. Butcher to the children that come to visit, because we always like to do special things for them.
Precious Moments Chapel Day was officially recognized by the governor of Missouri in 2009. For 36 years, they have been welcoming people of all ages to enjoy everything, from the chapel to the figures.
It's really great that it's still here in the community, that they're having more and more events every year. It's nice to see it pick up again and have the people come out, and it's pretty cool to live by something so special.
Precious moments really means those special times of your life that you just want to hold on to and capture. And that's what Mr. Butcher wanted. He wanted to capture those moments of love and caring and sharing in our lives that we never want to forget, but we will always want to hold on to.
Those moments captured today. Reporting in Carthage, I'm Olivia Moss, KOAM News.
Sam Butcher, of course, was the artist and creator of Precious Moments. Precious Moments holds several events throughout the year, including their family reunion event starting on October 8th. For a complete schedule of events, visit KOAMnewsnow.com. Precious Moments, one of those sites that brings visitors from far and wide. Final sports notes.
A couple of siblings from Riverton High School that both played basketball at Riverton High School, Jamie and Tarek Richardson, they're going to be competing for Team USA at the Paris World Games this coming week. We're going to have a lot more on their story tomorrow.
Wow, certainly look forward to that. That'll be a good story. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.